Okay, first of all, I would like to pay homage to the Triple Gems, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and respect to Venerable KK and Venerable Somboon to be here on Monkchat Facebook Live. And I would like to say hello and good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all of the viewers from different countries, different time zone that come to watch our Facebook Live today, and welcome you all to another Facebook Live of Monkchat program. Today, it's me. I'm Venerable Sonethavy Indasaro to be the moderator and also as the one who lead our speakers to discuss something that it's also mark, about the International Day of Peace or the World Peace Day that I have mentioned in the post. All right, so yes, I come to both Venerable that to be honest, in Chiang Mai or in Southeast Asia, many countries, this day is one of the main Buddhist holiday in Thailand, Laos, Myanmar, which is the day that Buddhist people will go to make merit in the temple to dedicate the merit to their parents, their ancestors. For those who pass away, it's just a big occasion, for dedication, merit, or bunya to our beloved one, who have already passed away. All right, so before I jump to have some reaction interaction to both Venerable, let me take a look. Viewers. Okay, may I have an interaction with them? Good evening to Venerable Tong Munichito. Okay, he is part of Monkchat member as well, and Mang Ayanika. I'm sorry if I pronounce your names wrong. And Mr. Ko Chun Kiet. Okay, he is one of the Monkchat followers, Monkchat viewers always. All right, different viewers now getting into our Facebook Live. All right, please like and share, everyone. Please like and share. Let me pray this text. Okay, because once a week we have an appointment to meet here in Facebook Live, and today is not a weekend, but we postponed from weekend to Tuesday, 21st September is the World Peace Day. All right, so that's why we mark this day by having this live to share something, based on Buddhist teaching to sustainable the world peace together. All right, so let's me jump to the both Venerable. How are you, Venerable KK? Are you busy today? Are there any big event in your temple?
Hello everyone, dear viewers, and hello Achan Son and Achan Boon. Good to see you guys. Yes, I was pretty busy today because today is one of Buddhist holiday, and many Thai Buddhist people, they celebrate. The monk lead the ceremony, so I was pretty busy from early in the morning, then afternoon, and I also went to the monk ceremony only for monk, which is we call Patimok. So yeah, pretty busy, and I also have some work of my students that I have to check it out because it's close to final exam of the university student. Yes.
Venerable Somboon. Where are you right now? Are you at the meditation center, right?
Yes, I'm now at the International Meditation Center, actually. So I came here a couple days ago in order to receive the scholarship, and I uh, been staying here for three days already, actually. So it's today it's a wonderful day actually here. It's very peaceful. Better, I think it's better than in the temple in the city. But still, people, the local people around here came to the center and uh, offer monks offering like how to say they to dedicate to those their relative who pass away. And there are many people actually I've never seen like local people came this morning. There's so many a lot of people, the local people around here, and I have never seen them. Some of them just stay nearby the center, and I think that is a wonderful news. Because here Prajaan Sane, he's trying to convince people, the local people around here, to come to join meditation uh, retreat. And now they've been known, and actually here is not only except only foreigner, but the local people and general people, we are invited to join like practice here. Nah? And that is a one wonderful thing that's happening here.
Okay, all right. Thank you for both Venerable to begin our talk today. With the uh, atmosphere of the Buddhist holiday. That people mark as a day that they can dedicate their merit to their beloved one. Once a year that. Uh, they open the chance to any spirits that able to come to visit their relatives to accept good deed, good action that their children, their family have done, dedication for them. That's our Buddhist tradition and culture, and this is what would like to share. All right, so I'm sorry. What I'm going to say is, if any technical problems happen during live stream, I'm really sorry, because the like rain, going to start very soon. I heard the thunder, come close to my temple as well. So I don't think so that the internet connection will always, be stable. All right. So thank you for coming to watch our Facebook Live. Right now, our talk, Mr. Kiat, All right. Okay. Today, to both Venerable, let me tell you one thing. Today I have attended one of the seminar, about the world peace, about the mindfulness, as a sustainable our MCU, our Mahachulalongkorn Rajavidyalaya and universities in Bangkok, and also with the IBSC that have invited many famous monks. For example, the most venerable Sayasaro, and the most venerable, who is the dean of the Chan State Universities, and they come to talk in the Zoom, about this World Peace Day, how is mindfulness important to create, to build up the world peace. So that's why today we would like to have further explanation, further explanation about peace in ourselves, which is going to support, going to create the world peace or peace in the world, like the quote of the most venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, peace in yourself, peace in the world. So that's why I would like to invite Venerable KK to share your knowledge and opinion, about why Buddhism value to peace in ourselves, rather than talk about the system of the peace. For example, when we talk about peace, we might think about two different countries. They will collaborate, not to fight to each other, in order to create peaceful peace of the world. But Buddhism, we look at self, as the main, as a centers to create the world peace and to the world. All right. So yes, Venerable KK, would you please share your opinion toward this?
Okay. Yes. Thank you to Ajahn Son for inviting me again in Monkchat live stream to talk about the peace and the meditation in Buddhism. So first of all, I would like to tell you, you decided to have this kind of live streaming in nice time, nice day, because as I told you and everyone know, as a Buddhist monk and Buddhist people, especially in the old Buddhist tradition, we call Theravada Southeast Asian Buddhist tradition, today is important Buddhist holiday. Basically, we call Sip Sompong in Lana, Northern Thai language. And in my language, it's called Madhu Purnima. It means the honey full moon day, or like that. Because according to story of the Buddha, when Buddha went to forest during Buddhist Lent or in the Buddhist rainy retreat for 3 months, so this day, this full moon day, there was a monkey who came with the honey to offer to Buddha. So that's why many country, as a Buddhist country, we celebrate this day. And especially in Thailand, especially in northern Thailand, as a Lana culture, Lana traditional way, the people, Buddhist people, they go to Buddhist temple early in the morning. They will bring a lot of things to offer, and they will receive 5 precepts to know how to have a moral life. And they do meditate, they do chant. And basically in our temple, in the afternoon, they also bring a lot of kind of gift, the things, very useful things for the people, for the Buddhist monk and for the temple, a lot. I do have picture, but I cannot share. I don't know how to share it. So, and then they dedicate their good deed, good action, also part of the good karma, especially to the ancestor who already passed away, for rest in peace. And we believe that when you do something good, the good thing comes back to you. At least you feel peace and calm in your mind. All right. So also today is, as I know, it's International Peace Day, or the World Peace Day as well. And I think UK, the United Kingdom General Consular or Consulate, they started to have this kind of international, the World Peace Day. And it was, I think, established in 1981. And after that, many different countries, they also do have the world peace. Like in South Korea, it's one of the famous, the World Peace Conference as well. I have been participating for many times, and even they came to our MC Buddhist University, to get the knowledge and having dialogue about the peace from different religion as well. So I was participating there at the time. And well, and also, actually they try to celebrate the World Peace Day to the people who were suffer, you know, um, who are like a victim, in the war, and that's why many politicians, people, or politicians group and military and people also, they do celebrate this day to dedicate their peace to the world as well. Okay, all right. So according to Buddhism, as Buddha said, our way of life, it's a practical method for liberating oneself from suffering and finally achieving ultimate happiness or ultimate peace, which is we call nirvana or nibbana. All right. So that's why the main thing is you have to learn uh, how to gain peace within yourself. So according to Buddha's teaching, there are many different ways to gain peace, especially if you talk about meditation. Okay, meditation basically means mental training, how to purify the mind. So when you're able to pure your mind, you will feel calm and inner peace. All right. And then when you meditate, it's not only you are gaining inner peace by yourself, you can also dedicate your meditation practice to the world, to the people, to all living beings, to all religions, for free from suffering, mentally, physically, free from dangers and problems, illness and sickness. So that's why I do myself practice meditation, which is we call mindfulness meditation. And it's also help you how to gain wisdom to understand within yourself how your mind work and to know your greed, your anger, your delusion, even the violence, hatred mind, those things you will know and you can let it go. So when you're able to let it go, those kind of, we call the poisonous, it's like a self attachment of those poisons cause us basic suffering, So when you know those things by mindfulness meditation practice, so you can know it, you can accept it, and you can learn how not to dwell on that, how to accept the truth, how to feel it, how to let it happen, and you will know how to let it go, because we call the vipassana or insight meditation will develop your mindfulness and wisdom to understand the three characteristics of Buddhism, which is we call anicca, dukkha, and anatta. So when you know by practice meditation, good or bad, positive or negative in your feelings or emotions, you can accept it. And then if you don't hold it yourself, and then you will know it became impermanence. So you can let it go. So when you know impermanent, your wisdom develop to understand the concept of non-self. That's why Buddha has clearly mentioned suffering is the truth. No one wants suffering, but it's the truth of nature. Even we don't want, we have to accept it. But the problem is for the people, we accept the truth, but it's difficult to let it go. Why difficult? Because we never train our mind how to let it come, how to know the reality, how to accept the truth, and how not to dwell or hold it back. We have a lot of wandering in our monkey mind, a lot of attachment. So we are kind of the chain. Our mind is more like a chain, and we are bind. We bind up a lot of wandering and attachment. That's also cause us the self suffering, you know. So basically, if you practice mindfulness inside meditations, you will know your feelings, your thoughts, your body, and your mind object. So those kind of practice will help you how let you to feel the inner peace, you know. So basically, if you practice meditation, you can dedicate your peace to the world, to the all people, for free from suffering and achieving ultimate happiness or nirvana. Thank you.
Right. Mm. So we practice meditation, right, to create peace in ourselves first, uh, in order to,
Yes,
uh, spread with the others. I'm sorry, right
yes.
now the rain is already come. Rain
But
is
here is here
raining.
is here here is going to finish soon. It was thunder and a lot of rain. I cannot hear clearly sometimes. Even I was stuck because of thunder, distracted. But I try not to focus on the thunder, focus on my speech. It's also about the mindfulness, you know? Yes.
Yes, yes. Okay, so that's why I would like to tell all the viewers that if any, distracting noise came to why I'm talking, so I'm very sorry to. That's out of control. That's out of control. Okay, let me jump to Venerable Somboon. Venerable Somboon. I think today for the word of the word piece, it's one of the, I guess, famous word, or it's a popular word, that we uh, tend to use to promote, to create a good impact to the good impact. Mr. Kochun Kiat, he said that sound of the rain is good for meditation. Yes, I will use that sound to contemplate. Thank you for have any reaction to our Facebook Live. Okay, Venerable Somboon, yes, what I have told and asked Venerable KK earlier, that Buddhism look at peace in ourselves, uh, rather than go to judge the others, that the other is good or bad, or and the outside thing is um, it's something that we have to go to control them to make peace in the world. But Buddhism look at, individual person, if we train well or well trained, if moral training, uh, mental training, or wisdom training, or whatever we have, Buddhist principle. Uh, uh, so would you please share, your understanding, and also based on the teachings of our Buddhist teaching?
Thank you very much, person. Um, in this case, before we jump to the concept of peace, I would like to talk about the conflict, which is the opposite side of peace. So, conflict or violence that happens
Ah,
among people or in the society, and actually all the conflict that's happening in the world, and actually that is the results, the outcome of what is unpeace inside in every single one of us actually. So we that is already the result of the unpeace in us, because the social conflict is from individual. So that's why, in order to solve the right problem, the real cause is to solve, to make peace, to solve at the individual. Yeah. So that's what the teaching in Buddhism mostly focus on individual. Yeah. Because if we are able to solve the problem from the individuals, it will affect to the wider area. Yeah. So it's like fixing at the right cause of the problem. Yeah. So, but what we are trying to do, people are trying to do, we try to solve the problem. What is already the result of the problem. So that's why when we see something improper or conflict that we see, we try to solve the problem. That's kind of problem without fighting the cause of the problem or the conflict. And mostly we don't really find out deep enough about what is the real cause of the problem, and that's why we blame each other. We blame each other. You make me, and you like harm you. Everyone like blame each other. Like you're wrong, I am right. So that's make the conflict and unpeace arise because of the misunderstanding of what is the right cause of the conflict, or what make us have unpeaceful like society. In Buddhism, the Buddha, he trying to solve this problem, and actually by focusing on the individual, because the root of the unpeaceful unpeace it from inside every single one of us. So he mainly point at the selfish desire, or he called it the root of the conflict. It's called defilements, lopa, dosa, and moha. And that is the conflict inside in every single one of us. So when this kind of conflict, we have the conflict within us. Then when we have conflict within us, then again we build up, we make the conflict with the other people. Okay. So that's why the Buddha, he is a great example of peacemaker, by he practicing himself, like reducing that kind of like conflict inside, which caused him to like blind or make a conflict. By reducing, and still he was able to eradicate that's kind of the cause of the conflict inside. That is the lopa, greed, dosa, hatred, and moha, delusion, out of his mind. Then when he had the peace inside, and now he is able to make peace for the other people. Yeah. So that's why when we talk about peace building, the important teaching in Buddhism that we have to emphasize in order to solve the problem is about the Four Noble Truths. Yeah. The Four Noble Truths is the way and how we make peace in us and to the society. So when we talk about like in detail about the Four Noble Truths, and that the first noble truth is called dukkha, or mainly maybe we can say or suffering, or maybe it could be conflict. Conflict. The first noble truth is dukkha, conflict. And the second noble truth is called samudaya. Samudaya is the cause of the conflict. So what is the cause of the conflict? So the Buddha shown that the cause of the conflict is from our selfish desire. In Pali called Bhava Tanha, what else? Vibhava Tanha, Kama Tanha. or simply means like Bhava Tanha, in order to the selfish desire in order to become something, or to decide to become or get some state in life. And Kama Tanha, it's about the desire to have the more sensual pleasure, never enough, more and more, more and more. Like want to have more like a sensual pleasure. And Bhava Tanha is the desire to run away from the state, from the reality that we are being now or we having now. So, or simply concludes as selfish desire, or we call the desire as the cause of the conflict. So, and now conflict and the cause of the conflict, the second noble truth. And the Buddha also show there's a way of there's a state of peace, or in Pali called the Nirodha. The Nirodha is like the goal. The peace, there is a state of peace. And then he showed the path, how can we make peace, the way, how to make peace. That is called the Makka. Makka is the way, the Noble Eightfold Path. So mainly, if we go to detail, is about the moral training, as Pajan KK already explained about the moral training, about the mental training and wisdom training. So here I am not going to go to the detail about this point actually. And this is the process how we understand firstly about the how can we at the step and the process how the Buddha and Buddhism shown the way how can we make peace and for the society. But we first have to create peace to happen in us. So every single one of us, maybe we should like make peace in us first. We should become the peacemaker first, and we will be able to like make peace to the other people. Maybe in details, I think we have many different ways, and I think in many religious teachings, like it's not only in Buddhism the concept of making peace, and actually all religions and all like even non-religious people, I think when we talk about peace, they also agree, and we are trying to find out the way how to make peace. Like in Christianity, in Islam, they also have a peace is the big concept of like of their teaching. And actually like in Islam, like the word when they greet each other, they say assalamu alaikum or something. It means like may peace be with you. So that's why everybody pay attentions. I think the word peace. I think we basically, how can we make peace to happen in the society? And actually, we should see human beings the similarity rather than the difference. The conflict happen because we see things like you are different from me. You believe something in like different from me. You are like because of the differences that make conflict and peace among the human being. So that's why here in all the teaching of the religions, and in Buddhism, we're trying to like see the people as everyone as friends who have this, who share the same suffering, and we all are born and we get old, we are sick, and finally we die, and that is what we all share. So if we looking at this point as a similarity, we'll have like love and compassion to each other, and when we see no more different, but the similarity. I think this is the root that we can um, make peace happen among in this society. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, that's very useful, and also the okay. All right. So, as I mentioned earlier, that as a coach, of the most venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, he said that peace in yourself, peace in the world. Uh, it actually is individual, as the Venerable Somboon has mentioned, that we have our own enemies as a conflict inside us already. If we are not able well trained, to able to handle our own conflict, and we would like to manage things outside to be peace, that's will create more problems, in the world as well. So that's why uh, Buddhism, focusing on handle our own cravings, as a cause, as a root. Buddhism look at how to deal with the root, of the main problems, that create violence, conflicts, in the world. All right, so this is some conclusion from Venerable Somboon. All right, so viewers, if you are watching us, you are hearing us right now, would you mind give some comments, and also have an reaction to each other's? You can write down some your own opinion about world peace or about mindfulness, in order to talk to each other. And if you have any comments to ask question, please do that. Write down any comments that you would like to talk to Buddhist monk. I know that as a Western people, you are not really met Buddhist monk like this. So if you have a chance to see Buddhist monk, you are welcome to ask a question, to talk to each other and exchange knowledge. Okay, I'm sorry if any problems happen with my connection. Um, so yes, Venerable Somboon, can you? Sorry, not Somboon. Venerable KK. Sorry, Venerable KK. If you have anything to add more, that after Venerable Somboon have mentioned to our own conflicts, to deal with greed, hatred, and delusion. All this is the root of the uh, unpeace in our mind, and also its effect to the world around us. You have any more ideas to support and to explain more? Yes.
Well, there are so many things to talk about the conflict or the kind of suffering, cause of suffering, violence. Overall, what I want to say is, I do respect all the religions in this world, to all living beings. That's what I have been learned being a monk. And I appreciate that you and Ajahn Boon have been monk for quite a long time and experience, and you explain so well, so nice. So, well, I do believe every religions, they have their own teachings, like the main book or scriptures. If we talk about the Christianity, they have different sect: Catholic, Protestant, Orthodox, Baptist. They also do follow their Bible. Or if we talk about the Judaism or Jewish, they have Torah as well that you can follow, and Quran for the Islam, and it was very make sense when Ajahn Boon say when they pay respect, they use the word, Assalamu alaikum, and the person they repeat, wa alaikum assalam, is all about the peace. And also, if you talk about the Hinduism also, there has a main scripture which is we call Bhagavad Gita, and Buddhism has a book which is we call Tripitaka. So if you open all the religion has these scriptures, you will find there has so many teachings that people can follow. So overall, if I talk about the morality or moral training, Buddhist people, as the ordinary people, they follow the 5 precepts. So when you follow the 5 precepts, what did you learn by yourself? You learn how to keep respect yourself and others. Other means to the society, to the nature, to the other people, to the other living beings, to other religions as well, because you are not harming yourself and you are not harming others. Like you abstain from killing, stealing, telling lie, misconduct, and intoxicant, to having a good life. So not only in Buddhism has the moral training. If you look at the Islam or Christian, they do have also moral training. An example, let's say, uh, if you are Christian, they had 10 commandments is a part of the moral training, and they can learn how to keep respect, all right, and not to have violence. And I do believe Islam religions, they do pray 5 times. So when you pray 5 times, you train to have a moral life. You learn to have more peace within yourself and share with others. So I do believe every religion has different concept, different teachings, but it's like a same but different. In different religions, like a different concept of the peace. All right. So let's say we call ahimsa is a Sanskrit word, or we can say Basa Pali word. Ahimsa, it's a very big concept in Buddhism. So hinsa means violence. Ahimsa means non-violence. So we are more like a, selfish. We call the self-attachments, which came from defilements, So we always think, to harm others. Just an example, please don't take serious. We have the negative thought as well. But we never see inside of ourselves, And when you see other people suffer, you see that you can feel it, but it's not like a kind of, how to say, 100% suffering that when you get it. You know what I mean? For example, a person sick, I can feel he is in sick. But when you sick yourself, then you know the truth, how is sick is, how suffer to you, something like that. So overall, in that way, we should learn to have, we call Brahma Vihar, okay, which is English we call the 4 qualities of boundless or immiscible. Okay, we call Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha, which is we call loving kindness, compassion, sympathy, joy, and equanimity. So when you understand that, and you understand yourself and you understand others as well. So overall, you have moral life, you have, loving kindness that I told you, the 4 qualities, 4 powers, and as Ajahn Boon said, that is the main teaching of the Buddha, the 4 noble truths: suffering, cause of suffering, cessations of suffering, and the path, the end of suffering or cessation of suffering. So when you study that 4 things, you understand, the suffering is the truth. What is the cause of suffering? then finally you will see there's a path to the end of suffering. Simply we call the Noble Eightfold Path, And so the moral wisdom training, is also important. And also important is the mental training. I'm not very good, talented in different religions. I have never been studied. But as my experience in Buddhism, like we talk about meditation, the inner peace, the mental training, and in other religion, maybe they do have not exactly the same like a Buddhist meditation, but other religion, maybe they do have some kind of meditation, But in Buddhist way, which is Buddha has been mentioned about the meditation, which is very powerful to know your mind, to know your the defilements or the three poisons or the three characteristics of Buddhism, and then attachment, the self-attachment, selfishness, your defilements, those kind of things. So when you know those things, as I told you, you can learn, how to let it go. Because when you know the concept of suffering, then you know the concept of impermanence, because everything is impermanent. Then you will know the concept of non-self, So when you know the concept of non-self, for example, you angry or you do violence, and then it's just only feelings. Okay, an example, it's only feelings that you attach. So it's impermanence. If you don't bind up that kind of feelings, or if you don't dwell or hold it within yourself, and it's became impermanent. When it became impermanent, and then oh, it's not me. I angry. There is no I of angry. Angry has no self, So how long you attach to angry, that long you are angry. Okay. But angry has no self. Okay. It just happened. If you don't hold it, it will gone away. It means it's non-self. It's become impermanent, So some kind of this concept, if you
Right.
meditate, you will learn to know those kind of things, especially if you study about the four foundation of mindfulness, and you also have to know the five aggregates and the five hindrances. Those are very important concept, part of your meditation, So overall, as I know, there are so many things to talk about the Buddhism, which is even
Yes.
1.5 hours could not be enough, But that's why, as a Buddhist monk, I'm not telling you must follow the Buddha's teaching, in order to feel peace and share peace with others, no matter which religions you believe or faith, no matter wherever you stay, in south, east, north, west, wherever you stay, you can feel peace within yourself. And when you feel peace, as Ajahn Son said, according to Thich Nhat Hanh, the honorable, venerable, the Thich Nhat Hanh said, if you peace in yourself, the world begin peace, Or if you peace yourself, you will see everything is peace as well, And for example, if you don't violence yourself, you learn how not to violence others, And if you are really respect yourself, and you know how to respect others, because you know how important it is to you, something like that. So that's why the part of Buddha's teaching, which is very common concept that people want to know, we call karma. What goes around comes around,
Yes.
or concept of intention, also very helpful in Buddhist way, that I believe that I have been seeing, someone, they're afraid to kill or do something bad because they feel that it will come back to you, So concept of the karma, there are three kinds, as we say, kaya kam, vachikam, manokam. It means physical action, mental action, and verbal action. The three main action, what we usually do in every day, every moment, either we think or we speak or we do something, So you have to learn to understand your intention, your action first, apply by yourself. So how can you apply to think good, speak good, do good if you never train your mind, if you never train your moral? Means if you never observe the 5 precepts, if you never meditate to purify your monkey mind, it's difficult to do that, you know. So that's why, you know, only one thing or one concept you can, you know, you cannot follow. So you have to go step by step, you know, because it has connected, you know, as we have discussed, you know, when you know the Four Noble Truth, it's not enough. It's the root of suffering. You have to know the path to end of suffering, you know. So like that. So overall, if you have no mindfulness, you know, you will not know how to think good. I mean, how to physically do good, mentally think good, and verbally speak good, you know. So those are important concepts. How can we feel within yourself peace and also share or dedicating your good action, good karma, loving kindness, compassion, respect to other living beings as well. And sometimes when I
Yes, yes.
talk with the foreigners, mainly who are non-Buddhists, uh,
Okay.
you know, yes. So when I talk to them, I told them, "Am I different from you?" They say yes. Tell me, how different am I? And he said, "You are a Buddhist monk. You know, I'm wearing robe. They're wearing normal shirt and pants. You know." So that is what we can see by visualize, or we can see, you know, physically, externally, right? But one thing to tell you guys, we have different names. You see, Son, Boon, and KK. We have different ages. We have different colors. We have different skin of our body, right? Even same different religion, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, Jewish, Islam, you know, and we have different gender, male, female, she-male, whatever we call. We have different ages. You know, some are 25, some are 50, some are 95, something like that. Okay, but according to the nature, the truth of nature is what we have only one name. It's called human being. You know, so we have to know the mankind. We all are human being. We have only a name. You know, it's humanity, human. Okay, if you bring a blood from Christian or Islam or Hindu or Jewish or Buddhist and mix all the blood together and let them define which is part of yours, no one able to find, because all blood is red. You know, you cannot find it. You see, KK has no sign here, I'm a Buddhist monk, you know, and Son has no sign he's from Laos, or Boon has no sign he's from Myanmar if you don't say to people. Okay, so simply what I want to say, you know, we are human beings.
Uh-huh.
The loving kindness, compassion are so important. We should learn not to violence,
Right.
not to hatred each other, and how to share our loving kindness and compassion to spreading peace in the world, you know, and peace being within yourself, something like that. Sorry for taking my time. Sorry. Okay,
Yes,
go
yes.
ahead next.
It's okay. It's okay. It's wonderful, that you will take us explore different teachings of different religion. In this world, we cannot talk only about Buddhist of
Yes.
Buddhism as the
Yes.
religion that has such a big concept, to create peace or stay together with peace and happiness, but also
You know
for
what did
the
I'm so sorry
uh,
for interrupting. I remember
yes, please.
one very important things, you know, like you have
Okay,
heard
please.
from Thich Nhat Hanh, you know, if you
Yes.
peace yourself, world become peace. That's what I heard also. I'm not sure, that's what I heard. Well known
Hmm.
Dalai Lama, everyone know, you know, is very well known in all over the world, and he talk a lot about the peace, you know, he spreading peace to all over the world. And I heard that, what did he say, you know, every religion is good and peace, you know, and no matter are you Buddhist, Christian, Islam or Jewish or Hindu, you know, if you kill a person, name of your God, name of your religion. So you are not part of that religion. So it's a very nice concept.
Right.
So that's what I want to share.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I agree that it's not in the way of the religion. If anyone harm others or go to we call the disturb or disrupt other people's right, because
Yes.
we don't have right to kill to others life. So Venerable KK, he show us different also Buddhist teaching, that to create the peace in yourself, uh, like the four conduct supply or for Paramavihara, compassion, loving kindness. So all these Dhamma, as a one choice for, let's say, baby or basic beginner who don't go for advanced. Okay, you have just create a happy mind or compassion, loving kindness to others. This is one of the um, like a source or the root or the seeds of peace that you have planted in your mind. And one thing that very interesting that Venerable KK have mentioned is we have to look over something that we call the social agreement, or it's just in the language. For example, the name, what we call this in Buddhism is a conventional truth, right? Is the truth that we have an agreement together that, okay, you are Buddhist, we are Buddhist, you are Islam, you are Christianity, you are Hindu. Uh, so all this is what we set up. So one thing that will allow you to broaden your mind, to expand your kindness, compassion to other people, other religion, is look over this, and we are like a same and equal, like a humanitarian, right? Uh, Venerable KK just mentioned that basically we come from this, human beings. We have nothing differently, but human
So
just set
when you,
up. This is one thing
sorry for
people.
interrupting again,
Yes.
Atenson. It make me sense to share something. Sorry for interrupting, guys, and sorry for
Okay.
their audiences. This is only discussion. I'm not saying the right or wrong something.
Yes. Yes.
So well, sometimes I talk to my friends from different religions, like a priest or imam, even
Yes.
sadhu from Hindu
Hmm.
religions. I share a lot of
Yes.
teachings, what have I learned and what they have learned, and we share each other as well. So I do respect all the religion equally, and that what I want to share with you guys. I think human came first, then religion came.
Mm.
Okay, so to the world, human came first. Human started first, then human started to believe and faith to something. Kind of we human create the religion, not religion create human. So humanity came first. So what we need in human, within yourself and others, it's all about the peace, happiness. You believe into your God or your religion, the ultimate truth. For what? Because you believe that if I'm part of Christian, I die, I believe God, God will take me to the heaven to get the ultimate peace. If you belongs to like Islam, you believe to Allah, okay, because you believe He's the ultimate truth and who create everything. I have to believe, and He will give me the ultimate peace. So all the religion is pretty. We are believing in different religions, but goal is pretty same. It's all about the peace. That's why I think humankind is very important. The humanity, we came first, and we create the
Yes.
religions. If I'm wrong, so sorry for sharing this, guys. Yeah.
Yes. This is discussion part in the
Yes.
between like the middle of the session is like a conversation, and also uh, the last part, we will answer some question from viewers. So that's why, dear all viewers, dear all followers, you are welcome to ask any question. If it's better, we talk about the concept of world peace and the religion, that in this world, how can we collaborate to each other and create peace in the world. And also, Venerable Somboon, if you have any super nice idea, you can share in between. Yeah, it's like a discussion. Yes, it's like a discussion. So yes, for our viewers, thank you for coming to watch, from different viewers. Some are Lao monk, some are Burmese monk. Thank you so much. Sorry if I cannot read your name. Okay. Yes, Venerable Somboon, as we have been discussed so far, especially and Venerable KK share, I think, such a super nice idea, and also something to contemplate, that okay, we come from, the root is the human beings, but when we grow up, we were shaped into different person because of environment, like a school, religion, countries, made us to be someone that tend to attach to something that uh, tend to be more about self, and uh, tend to be more conflict to the others that are not agree with your ideas. So I think one of the uh, uh, training, that we always have mentioned is mindfulness. And when we are mindful, we are not deluded, we are not too much uh, attached to what we have learned, like a knowledge, that we have learned. For someone got PhD, got very high qualification, and that's caused them to have super high ego. Uh, so that's not right. Uh, so that's why, one of the, like, a key point as a main thing is, we have to learn how to be mindful always, who we are at that position. If we talk with friends, if we talk to the family, sometimes we cannot use that kind of knowledge, to judge. So that's why this is Buddhism bring us up, things that balance. You can learn, you can have a lot of knowledge, you can sometimes ego, but uh, mindfulness will bring you back to be basic, to be basic simplicity life, and that's peace, will also arise in your mind as well. Yes, Venerable Somboon, do you have any things to discuss?
It's very interesting about mindfulness and peace. Actually, I think that is a very it's a is one of the most important key to make peace happen in the society. Like especially when we talk about the inner peace, mindfulness is a important factor in order to make peace. As Prason mentioned about what the cause of the conflict is from the different opinions because we cling on our own opinion, maybe it could be our knowledge, our knowledge of what we have experienced, and 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 different people have different idea, different opinions, different like experience, So that's why when we come to talk each other, it's like, oh, why you like have different attitude, different opinion, and we cling, and that's is the beginning of like conflict or unpeace happen. So that's why mindfulness, I think, is the key. If like each one have the mindfulness and step back, oh, and actually maybe you you could be right, and I could be right as well, because we don't see the reality as a whole, you know, because of maybe we are like still we are not perfect, you know, we don't know everything. So that's why in there's a common say and talking about a story about the elephants in Buddhist like teaching, you know. It's like we are grabbing different part of the elephants, you know. Maybe it's like we are blind, the blind who don't know everything, you know, because there are lots of things that we don't know. But when we um, know something about the reality, but it's not everything. It's like one sometime like you may maybe I'm blind and I grab the nose of the elephant. Oh, I see. This elephant. Elephant is like this. It's like how to say the nose of the elephant. And someone grab the fang of the elephant, and he will say, "Oh, this is elephant. Elephant is like the fang." And someone like grab the tail of the elephant, and he will say, "The elephant is like this." And maybe some other people may grabbing the leg of the elephant, and he will say, "Oh, this is elephant," you know. And actually, everyone what they say, yeah, everybody correct, you know, because maybe it's different part, just different part of the elephant. So so when we um, come to um, talk or maybe sharing the opinions or idea, this could be conflict because we're still in Buddhism we are like the blind who don't know then every the what the truth or realities as a whole really is. So that is a conflict. So conflict could happen between like for those uh, among us, for those who still have the delusions, you know. So only the enlightened one, like the was the great land who can see the entire of the reality. So that's why conflict could happen at any time among the people who still have the ignorance inside our mind. So that's why in order to avoid conflict, we should like put down our own opinion, what we have learned or knows, because we don't like the enlightened one that knows everything or something. That is, I think, that the great way that we can apply it in our everyday life, how to avoid the conflict or avoid the um, uh, unpeace in our minds. And in the Buddhist teaching, there's the way how to like reach that point of the reality, like when we come to um, investigate the reality. So when we call which we call like practicing vipassana, vipassana or seeing the reality, and and I think when we see the reality, and actually there's no more person, no more like you and me, you know. There's no more duality, you know. So when we see things that they are, you know, so there's no that's the self which we call I, you know, there's no more different. And this is the ultimate, we call the ultimate truth. And before we have mentioned about the conventional truth, which is also like the name, that's also called the conflict. And the deeper side, I think, in order to make peace between, we have to also see the ultimate truth, which is in Buddhism provide the way how to realize that kind of ultimate reality, and the way to realize that kind of reality, we call it um, the practicing the mindfulness, to train improving mindfulness, which is the four foundation of mindfulness in Buddhism. That is the details how we can practice, the way to practice in order to realize the reality from the body, investigating our like a vedana or feeling. And all of this thing is not self, and the mind that's like sometimes leading us in many like a good idea, bad idea. The mind that is full with anger, full with greed, full with lust. That's kind of mind. Without mindfulness, we will led by this kind of uh, delusions, and that is called a conflict. Practicing vipassana, we will um, be able to how to say realize what's happening in our minds and aware of our own thinking. And because our own thinking and ideas is the roots and the cause of the conflict that's come out through our speech, to our behavior, and through and to the people that surround us and to society as a wider areas.
Okay, yes. Okay, I'm sorry, my internet connection is weak and it's a bit delay. All right, everyone, we have been live streaming for 1 hour 13 minutes. It's such a time slide, you know. I feel that it's only half an hour, 30 minutes, but it's already 1 hour right now. Wow. So let's jump into comments. Let's jump into comments from our viewers. We got one comment from his name, Facebook name is written in Laos, Singto Kham Lam. Singto Kham Lam. All right. His question is how to control our mind when we are getting angry at someone or something. All right. Um, well, yes, basically is we have been talking about this kind of question for several times, but anyway, the each question it will be useful, that if you ask again, the others who just jump into this Facebook live, they also get the benefit from your question as well. So basically, yes, it's part of the meditation that you should train to be the fundamental knowledge, the fundamental skill that you are able to handle with your emotion. But how to make it most accurate? This is we need to go to the method. So everyone basically have mindfulness or self-control, but sometimes it's come very slow. You are already angry. You have already have a hate speech to someone or something already when you get angry, because your mindfulness, your self-control getting slow. So that's why, yes, Venerable KK, how to control our angry, at the moment. Yes, have any method or technique?
All right. Thank you so much for asking this question to the Laotian. I think he's a monk or an ordinary guy. I am not sure. It's a very important question. And thank you to Ajahn Son for giving these opportunities to share my idea how to get away from angriness. So angry is one of the quite common concept, in our daily life to some people. And don't think that ordinary people angry and not monk do not angry. I don't think so. Okay, so monk do angry as well.
Yes.
An example:
Yes.
when I went to Longa retreat when I was young, when I went to Longa retreat, we meditate more than 10 hours in a day. Sometimes 13, 14 hours in a day. So we begin sitting meditation from 20 to 30 minutes and 40, 45, 50, 1 hour, like that. Same to walking meditation, We say right goes thus, left goes thus. Again and again you have to do it, many days. So myself, to be honest, when I was young, so when I practice again and again, I angry to my teacher. Why he's teaching same thing? I know how to do this. Sitting, observing, breathing in and out, 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, again week, 2 week, again and again. Same walking meditation. Inside myself, I angry. It simply happened. So finally I realized that, actually I'm angry to him. It's my suffering. But my teacher, he sleeps so well. He meditates very peacefully. But I'm the one who suffer because of my anger. So overall, you have to learn the 4 foundation of mindfulness, especially the mindfulness of feelings that you have to learn. Okay, we call mind. Kaya Nupassana is the first one. Vedana Nupassana that you have to learn. Okay, and your feelings is like a negative way that you get angry. Okay, so what you have to do it when you feel it according to mindfulness meditation. When you anger or angry, you just be mindful of your feelings. You don't want angry, but it's happened. What can you do? The better to be mindful. Mindfulness means being aware, knowing your feelings. Know that I'm angry, accept it, but try not to dwell on that. So what I mean dwelling is not over and over again and again, not attach too much, or don't go with your angriness so deeply. Just to let it happen, just to feel it. All right? Then what you do it, try to bring your mind from the angry mind to concentration mind. Being mindful, concentrate to an object. So according to meditation, we observe breathing in and out or abdomen rising falling. So when you're able to move your mind to the meditation, then your angriness became impermanence. It changed and it's young. Okay? So even you get angry again, accept it, let it happen. Okay? And then try to bring your mind back to practice. So that kind of practice, your mind became so sharp. Part of the wisdom, okay? Part of the mindfulness, you get wisdom. So it will be very applicable. It will be very benefit in your daily life as well. And also learn to forgive. The concept of forgiveness is very important. So you're angry to someone, you should learn to forgive other person. I don't think so. It's a second person. The first person is within yourself. We talk about the peace. You have to start by yourself. You have to learn to forgive yourself, to forgive others. If someone angry make me angry, I can angry to him. I can say, I forgive you, man, but I'm still angry myself. So how can you forgive yourself? Okay. In that way, you have to develop your loving kindness, compassion, and also the mindfulness that I told you. Especially, you have to study the 4 foundation of mindfulness, and to forgive yourself. Again, be mindful, knowing yourself. We call sati, not to mistake again. So you have to realize that it's part of the wisdom, which is we call right understanding or right view or right thinking. Have you ever mistake or have you ever did angry to someone? Yeah, we do. We are not fully enlightened. Okay. We have also defilements. We have many attachment as well. So if you ever make mistake or made someone angry, so how can you forgive yourself? Because you did it. That's why you have to learn mindfulness, knowing yourself not to mistake again. That is a way to free from your angriness and feel satisfied by yourself and bring calmness and peace within yourself and also make others happy as well. So overall, you need to apply mindfulness of feelings, or
Yes.
we call emotions, and you have to apply forgiveness, and you have to develop the loving kindness and compassion. So there are
Yes.
so many things that you can learn as well. Thank you.
Right. Right. Okay, that's very useful, and as a method that you can also practice during you trained your mind in the meditation, and also in daily life, that you uh, just experience that kind of unwanted feeling, and uh, just apply what Venerable KK have suggested you. All right, so all viewers, we have very limited time. We have been talking for almost 1 hour and 30 minutes. So thank you so much for your watching from different viewers. Uh, Mangbun and also Tobiko is Lao, okay, from Laos, and sharing from Venerable, Mr. Ko Chun Kiat. He said that so angry is also as a state of mind, just like happy, sad, disappointed. Okay, thank you for your sharing. All right, so I think that every viewers who have just jump into our Facebook Live for a while and keep listened, and you can, if you go out, it's fine. Yeah, at least you came to listen some important thing in between, or you can rewatch it again. So every week, once again, we will have this kind of talk in online. It's like a sharing, and also based on viewers' question that come to give a comments. All right, so I think today it's enough for us for 1 hour and 30 minutes for talking and have conversation. Thank you so much, Venerable KK and Somboon, to
Thank
dedicate your time for this program, to share something good to the societies. All right. Finally, I also wish to all viewers to be happy and secure, and to have peace in your mind. Whatever you think, whatever you expect to do, would you please uh, get it deserved to get it in your life, and wish you all the best for today. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Hope to see you next week, everyone.
Okay. Sabbe